Hey, in this video, I'd like to speak to you about how to develop a more powerful presence. So this is what will happen as a byproduct of your true awakening. I'm not going to share with you some cheap gimmick or some trick that anybody can use to develop a powerful presence. No, this is just a byproduct of what happens when you awaken and discover the true self. So if you are on this path and you're serious about it, then you're going to develop a more powerful presence. And I just want to explain why this occurs and how it occurs. You will literally stand out whether you like it or not. But before we get into that, I just need to share with you why you have a weak presence or why you don't stand out. You literally have a weak presence because you're identified with mind. Every time you have a negative thought, a negative emotion, or you get caught up in some cycle of negativity, you're not being present. And you are literally leaking vital energy out from the moment. If you consider that the present moment is the true reality, the only reality, then every time you are not present, you are leaking energy into some imagined scenarios that your mind is creating. Some very popular ones that we see a lot is things like anxiety, fear, catastrophizing, worrying. Complaining's a big one. Every time you're complaining, you're actually leaking vital energy. The thing about complaining in a lot of these states is that they're so unconscious and they go under the radar, we don't realize it. We're just so used to living in these mind-identified patterns that we don't always see them. So the first thing you should start to do is start to observe every time you're not present, every time you're caught up in these negative states. Because, like I said, when you're not present, your energy is being leaked in some imagined scenario or some memory from the past, which either of them don't actually exist now. So all of your energy should be in the moment for you to have the most powerful presence. Some ways you can go about cultivating this presence is through mindfulness, meditation, yoga, anything that helps you remain more centered and more in the moment. As you begin to develop that present moment awareness and you begin to become anchored in your body, then when these thoughts or negative cycles arise, you should be able to see them, feel them, but not get pulled away by them. That's really what gets us. It's the pull they have. The years of conditioning, it's like you follow them, okay? Some impulse or reaction comes up and you have a tendency to follow it. Stop following it and just keep bringing your attention back to the moment. Gradually what happens when you start to do this over time, you start to build your energy. You start to build your vibrational frequency. It increases. This is what they say about vibrational frequency. The more present you are, the higher your vibrational frequency. The more energy you have in the moment, the more powerful you are. The more powerful your presence, the more that you will stand out. So start to catch these moments when you're not being present. What happens when you begin to build this energy is you'll find that it's difficult to contain the energy because you're not used to it. Your mind and body have got accustomed to these outlets, these ways of leaking the energy out because it can't contain it. It doesn't have the capacity to contain it. This is one of the reasons you keep having certain thought cycles and negative loops that you get caught in. It's a way for that energy to be dissipated. But when you keep being present, that negative energy starts to be transformed into a higher level of consciousness, into a higher energy. Essentially, it all becomes love in the end. But as your presence expands in the moment and you stop following the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions, your body will literally struggle to hold the extra energy, right? You don't have the capacity for it. However, by being present as much as we can, we start to build the capacity. As we build more capacity, we stop leaking the energy, you see. We stop leaking the emotions in these thoughts and feelings. And over time, our capacity expands. I've actually heard people say that your body might change. Body might start to realign because it needs to expand energetically on some level. A lot of people can have what's called memory fear. We've got fear literally stored in the cells of our bodies, right? So when you really begin to expand and become more present, the fear gets released from your cells and all the negative emotions that have been stored there. And when they don't have that outlet of the thought or the feeling or the emotion, and you just remain present with it, then you expand. That expansion increases your presence. And then you are holding a tremendous amount of energy in the moment. More energy than probably 99% of people that you meet. This means you will attract attention. You will be recognized. You will be noticed. But you shouldn't do it for that reason. This is just a byproduct of what will occur. Okay, so the best thing you can do is to start observe yourself, complaining, worrying, stressing. Stop following the thought cycle. Stop following and getting caught up in the emotions. Practice things like meditation or mindfulness, anything that helps you be more present and conscious. And as you do that, you'll start to build your energy. That building of your energy will increase your capacity. That will start to give you a tremendous presence and power in the moment, right? The moment is the true reality, the only reality. Just think every time you're worrying, you're removing energy from the present moment. The more present you are, you're cultivating and building your energy, okay? That is everything I've got for you in this one. Until next time, God bless.